I asked a world expert in cycling aerodynamics how important an aero bike frame is for performance and speed. He just laughed and gave me a list of cheaper, easier equipment options that every cyclist should choose first, because they have a greater impact on your aerodynamics and overall speed. This is Ingmar Jungnickel, former aerodynamics lead at Specialized Bicycles and founder of the AiRO CFD bike fitting app, which calculates your riding position aero drag without a wind tunnel. Where should you spend your hard-earned money to get the greatest performance bang for your buck? Tell me about aero equipment then, bike frames, wheels, helmets in particular, skin suit versus a two-piece. How much does that matter compared to the rider position?
If I were to generally say rider's journey through the different equipment things, kind of the order of operations, the first thing I would actually say is get a bike fit for comfort and make sure you're happy on your bike to ride it. So have a saddle you're comfortable with, have a position you're pain-free from. Invest into those parts, shoes that fit you. Don't buy the discounted shoes if they don't fit you just because they're like 40% off or something like this. Step 2 is get the absolute best tires you can get. The good tires are just better. In many ways, there's a few of the extremely like flat prone, more like track tires, but something like a GP 5000 STR or these other good all-round tires, they're just good in every regard. They have good grip, they have good puncture protection, they ride well. So tires were kind of the next thing. After that, aero positioning, massive gain. That would be probably my next recommendation is get an aero fit. A feature that is actually quite popular with our customers is the helmet recommender. So you can, after your position is done, we have all the most popular TT helmets in our app, and we can tell you which helmet is fastest for you. So get that helmet recommender, understand which helmet is fastest for you. It is very personal, and there's big differences, and this is money well spent. Not just getting a helmet, but getting like the correct helmet for you. And then the next optimization would be your skin suit. You can get pretty substantial gains out of skin suits, aero socks, calf sleeves. That's the next one. Only then, after all of this is done, I would recommend thinking about which frame you're on or which wheels you're on, and so on. This is much further downstream from these other elements.
I'm curious about whether there's actually a aerodynamic gain, because essentially the smaller the cranks are, the less disturbance the legs are making with their circular motion. The crank length reduced by 15 mil, and I put my saddle up 15 mil. 15
mil. Okay. In that case, we don't really see a strong aerodynamic difference from testing on its own. Of course, the thing that we do see is that the hip at the top of the pedal stroke is that the knee is significantly lower, so the hip angle is more open.
Which is why the main reason I did it.
Exactly. And that is the reason to do it, in my perspective as well. I also run 160 millimeter cranks. Yeah, the value there is enabling the things on the upper body, the shrug, the bent arms, the lower head position without losing power. It is less what it does on the like lower leg kinematics.
Yeah, sure. So would it be fair to say then, if someone felt that they would lose their masculinity by shaving their legs or waxing, if they just put on the long sleeve pants, they'd be better off?
So long sleeve pants, it's a good question. The only times I've tested it, and I haven't tested all the pants. Now you can get aero winter, like aero fabric winter pants as well. The ones I tested quite bad. I think they would still test better than hairy legs, but not as well as shaved legs or aero socks.
Is that just because the material's not been optimized?
I think it's not optimized material. The ones I had were also quite thick winter pants. And
yeah, I guess it's been mostly done for temperature control and warmth rather than aerodynamic gain. So yeah, it's different outcome.
In theory, you should be able, and not only in theory, like in practice, you can make arm sleeves or leg sleeves that are more aerodynamic than not wearing them.
Tell me about, with the time trial bikes, the new arm Cradles. It wasn't that long ago that all the bikes just had these round tubes at the front, and now they're much more sophisticated. How much benefit are these?
So I'm a bit of mixed minds on these cockpits. The short answer on the pure dynamics is they tend to work. They have significant 10, 20, 30 seconds, depending, over 40 kilometers. Aerodynamic gains is the typical thing that we're seeing. At the same time, the downside in all of this is that these cockpits tend to be quite expensive. And if they don't have any adjustability, if they're like custom printed or anything like this, they tend to freeze you into one position. And the gains that you can make over 6, 12, 18 months, 24 months of committed training are substantially more than you can get out of these cockpits. If buying this cockpit inhibits you from continuing to work on your position, I think you actually made yourself slower rather than faster.
You'd be concerned about the limitations that equipment creates.
Yeah, the lack of adjustability and the ability to continue on working on it.
Clearly, it is not logical to buy an expensive aero bike until you have ticked off all of the other boxes that Ingmar talked about. But since when was buying a new bike a decision based on logic? In a video I published last week, Ingmar described all of the free AERO gains to be had just from minor mechanical changes to your bike, simple posture and positional improvements, and making good use of one of these. If you want to check out just how many watts you can save for free, please click on the suggested video on the screen now. Link is in the description below as well. I'll be adding more clips from my full 80-minute discussion with Ingmar in future videos. So please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss them. And if you've enjoyed this short video on the best aero and performance equipment choices, please give a thumbs up, like, and I'll see you next time.